feel like we should have like been behind the board and then jumped out. Boo! Surprise! Just kidding. All right, what's up guys? Sunny and I are here today to share a new program with you that we are doing. This is the challenge specific program. We know you're gonna love it and we hope you're not upset because it's really a structure that Sunny and I would really love to do just moving into the summer. And it's something that we haven't done before. So it is pretty exciting. We are going to take the time right now to kind of explain what the training split is going to look like, what your program is going to kind of look like, because there's obviously different options. We give you things for a conventional gym, we give you stuff for your functional home gym, and then also just give you some information on how long is a session going to take you. All right guys, so this program is going to be more bodybuilding, high volume, and then more bodybuilding focused. So it's not going to be like our traditional programs that you have seen so far, if you've been with us for a while.
So what that means is we are taking out the Olympic lifting, we're making the movements in the Metcons. I wouldn't say they're simple, but they're less technically advanced.
When it's high tech, like high technical moves, there is so much awareness that we expect from ourselves when we're doing them, whether it's in a Metcon or we're doing it in an accessory session or a lifting session. When you take out the more complex, high technique moves, we can really just get into grinding, sort of working really hard. It's limiting the opportunity for you to tweak yourself or do something slightly off with your technique when your intensity is really high. And we want to build muscle and we want to lean out. That is our goal. So really, it's not that we don't want you to have the opportunity to do those moves or learn them. We obviously have in the app, in all of our programs, we do practice high technique moves. We show you those, we're in the program. We want to try something a little bit different. And to this day, Sunny and I have not done a program that is designed the way this one is, and we're very excited, and we hope you are too.
Yep, so for the actual structure of the program, expect these workouts, they are gonna be a little bit longer, around the 90-minute mark, but don't let that discourage you or scare you because everything is modifiable. In the app, there's a button that you can press to shorten the workout down to 60 or 30 minutes, and so depending on where you are, how much energy you have for the day, time constraints, equipment, you can swap between the two variations of the program and change the time constraints.
Yep, and you'll probably see me and Sunny, because we are going to do this with you. And we're always training, but we are actually, this is not just new for all of you, this is new for us too. We're doing it with you. And across the duration of the challenge, you will more than likely see me and Sunny scaling something, swapping something out, because we understand, just like all of you, us too, depending on your schedule that day, how you're feeling, if you've tweaked something, you've got a little bit sick. When you have all that going on, that is when you are going to make little modifications. Don't think about you're making modifications and think of it in a negative light as if now if I don't do it exactly as written, then it's not gonna work. No. It's gonna work, okay? We modify all the time. I literally modify all the time. That does happen when you've had some, injuries, but I'm still making gains and I'm still making progress, and it's gonna work. If it works for me and it works for Sunny and it works for everyone else, it's definitely gonna work for you. So don't be worried about modifying.
All right, let's go over the difference between the functional and the commercial option for these programs. So the reason we're doing two different options is everybody has access to different equipment, different gyms that they like to work out with. Sometimes you might switch back and forth, and we make it really easy to do that with a quick switch button. So the difference, just overall, this program will not include any Olympic lifting. We wanted to do that just to keep it, as we were mentioning before, on the less technical side of things, and so you can just really kind of burn through the workouts, the Metcons and all that, not worry about technique.
Which also makes it, sorry for cutting you off, which also by us doing that, it makes it more approachable and accessible, I think, to more people, because even if you have been working out in the gym for a really long time, or maybe you haven't, this is kind of your starting point and you're just getting going, it's way more approachable. And it doesn't mean, like, by us cutting those technical moves out, that doesn't make a good program. That's not the deciding factor on if something's gonna work or if it's not. Nope, it's just different exercises. It's more technical moves, which are really fun to learn as you get better in the gym and get better with body awareness and just moving all types of equipment anyways.
For sure. So to kind of touch on what we will see in the Metcons, it's going to be movements that are a lot more easy to learn, so less technical like we've been saying, but they're still gonna be fun and they're still gonna get your heart rate up. So we're gonna see a lot of things like kettlebell swings, some box jumps where you can sub to step ups, burpees, all that fun stuff. So
dumbbell snatches, things like that. That's not
quite as hard as a full snatch.
Yep. All right guys, so this is going to be your training split. This is what your week's gonna look like. On Monday, we're gonna go chest, back, and then there's gonna be a track session. You can run from one right into the track session from top to bottom, or you can split that into 2 sessions if you'd like. Tuesday, legs, core, and then we're gonna do a Metcon for our conditioning. Wednesday, shoulders, arms, and then list cardio. Thursday, core and IWT. Friday, legs, Metcon, and Saturday is gonna be a total upper body day with a track session. So we've got 2 track sessions during the week. We've got 3 Metcons. I mean, IWT is, we call it an IWT, but it is metabolic conditioning. It is a high intense and because it's high intensity, it's not just because of the moves we're doing, it is the format of the workout. So it's a 3-part workout. If you don't know what IWT is, we got a video for you. And then of course our list cardio, which is 30 minutes, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. This is depending on you, what you're ready to do time-wise, and it's just like really good steady state cardio.
One thing to touch on for these track sessions, if you're seeing that and you're like, I don't have access to a track, we will give you a different option, whether that's do the same thing on a treadmill or just a completely different option if you're training maybe at home and you don't have a treadmill, you don't have anywhere to run. There will be options to sub it out.
All right guys, so for this program we are doing something new, and it's very exciting because it's following one of my favorite training methodologies. You're going to see this on the heavier days, so it's always going to be in the earlier part of the week. You'll see it after your core lifts, and it's going to be following a 6, 12, 25 rep scheme. Now Sunny's going to tell you about it.
Yeah, so after you get done with the core lifts, which we will mess around with those with tempo, partial reps, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Mix up every week. I really enjoy doing that so I don't get bored. But then the 6, 12, 25, you're gonna get into it with more of the accessory part. So after that core lift, you'll start with 6 reps at more of a compound movement. You'll get into more of a like dumbbell accessory style movement. You'll do 12 reps there, and then you'll get into the most simple movement and do 25 reps. And I will tell you, I have done this before, just testing it out, and it burns. It's good though. It's a lot of fun, great for hypertrophy.
Hey, get your heart rate up. All right guys, so now we are actually going to do a Monday workout. We're gonna take you through it so you can kind of see what it looks like. We're gonna get into it. So, Monday, day 1 of the new Summer Showdown training split.
The warm up, we are going to get into the first part, which is going to be a superset of close grip bench, and it's supposed to be neutral grip chin up, but we don't have a place to do neutral grip here, so we're just going to switch to doing regular chin up. Pay attention to this when you get to it because it can look a little confusing. So we've got partial reps, we've got tempo for both parts of it. So we're going to start with set 1. It's going to be a close grip bench press, 1 1/4 with a 4 count lower, and it's going to be at 65% of the 1 rep max. That's going to be supersetted. We'll do a quick 45-second rest. Then you're going to go into the chin up, and that's going to be 4 count lower, also 1 1/4. And then we're going to rest 2 minutes.
Don't be surprised if you end up needing a band. Some of you, probably a lot of you, would need something lighter than the one that me and Sunny are using. And some of you might need something a little bit heavier. This is really hard. So we would rather you actually perform it the way we have prescribed, which is that eccentric, that quarter rep, and then all the way back up. That is the most important part. It has nothing to do with like doing it with a band or without a band. Use other tools to help you perform the movement or the exercise the way that we have written. Don't worry about if you need to add a band or 2 bands or what. All right guys, so that first round was a 4 count lower, 6 reps. This round is a 2 count lower, 6 reps. Weight's going up a little bit, so it should be easier overall as you work through your sets because your eccentric is less, but the structure is there for a reason. So don't rush your first one, stick to that 4 count, and then on your next round, you go to your 2 count.
So we are on to set 3, so quarter reps are gone, it's a 4 count lower. One thing I want to mention, Brooke does a great job at keeping those elbows nice and tight to the body. A lot of times you'll see people flaring out. We don't want to do that. So keep those elbows nice and tight. The other thing on these tempo is you want to make sure that you keep a consistent tempo the entire way down. A lot of times people will come down and then they'll bottom out at the bottom. So really fight it and keep that tempo consistent throughout the entire range of motion. Perfect. All right, we just finished up close grip bench and our chin-ups. We're gonna move on to the first tri-set, that's the 6, 12, 25 rep scheme. So for it, we've got an incline barbell bench. We're gonna do 6 reps, rest 10 seconds, go straight into a dumbbell flat bench for the 12 reps, rest 10 seconds, and then we're back to the incline bench for 25 reps of incline rotating fly. We'll show you what those look like. You're gonna rest 90 seconds between rounds. We have 3 total sets of that.
So my first set, we were using the 10 pounds. I overestimated. So for 25 reps, picking a weight that is gonna be something you can do for all 25 reps. You like how I just got into position as if it was so heavy? I did this. All right, so we're on to our next portion. This is going to be a same format, 6, 12, 25. 6 bent over barbell rows, rest 10 seconds. 12 each arm, single arm, dumbbell row, bent over dumbbell row, rest 10 seconds. And we're gonna move over, we're doing it with a band, with bands because we're not in a conventional gym. So this is going to be 25 lat pull down. So if you also are doing the functional program or home gym program, this is how you're gonna set that up. My heart rate is very high. Just was gonna let you guys know, like for me, this is like a just example of something I'm dealing with and working through. This is not super heavy. You can obviously increase it by changing out the bands. But for me, when I pull down into my lat pull down, on the way up with my left arm, my left shoulder, on the way up, I can feel this one. I get this like a pinching pain right here on the outside of my delt, like right between, anyways, sorry, words are hard. So for me to do the rep without having pain, and it's a pain that tells me, because I know it, it's unstable pain. It's not pinch nerve or biceps tendon type stuff. It's actually a very specific pain that tells me that I can feel my humerus starting to kind of move, right? So I have to be very, very careful and be very aware why I do it. And what I'm doing is I have to focus on the return, keeping my arms as externally rotated as possible. So not letting that elbow get lazy, my back get lazy, and it kind of come back here. If you can kind of see the difference. If I come down to here and I try to come back up, not good. It's externally rotated through my scap, bring it down, and then really focus on maintaining that external rotation, kind of pushing the elbow sort of forward or armpits forward on the return. All right, you guys, so for our last tri-set, it's gonna be 12 reps of everything. We are doing barbell rolling tricep extensions. You can load this more. Oh, sorry about that, Sunny, unless you ruin your partner's rep. You can load this more because you're just pressing up. So we're not doing like a press down tricep extension. It's that lower, right? Tricep extension, we're gonna roll it. It comes down, we're rolling our elbows through. If you watch Sunny, she's noticed she's practicing keeping her elbows in tight. As she rolls it to her chest, it's like the bottom of our bench press it up. Give me 12 reps there. So after your first movement, like we said, tri-set, we're gonna move into barbell curls. We're going empty barbell. You can use a 45, 35, whatever. If you only have a 15-pound barbell, you'll add weight to it. And what we're mostly focusing on technique-wise for this is my elbow position. Okay, we don't want to recruit a bunch of other muscles to get the movement done. We want to isolate. So it's a matter of thinking shoulders back and down, really tight lats in your scaps, and you're almost trying to rotate your elbows externally into your sides. That is gonna help you keep those pinned right to the body. And then other than that, you just gotta picture it. You gotta focus on what we're doing. Don't just move through these movements kind of blindly, okay, or on like autopilot.
Tricep to finish the workout off is dumbbell pullovers. So again, it's 12 reps. For this, you can do it two different ways. You can lay long ways on the bench. I like to do it off the bench because I feel like I get a better stretch through my lats, and I like it for preference. So top of the, or bottom of the shoulder blades on the bench, you're gonna pop that dumbbell overhead with locked out arms, and then you're going to extend it up over your head, getting that stretch in the lats, and then pull it all the way up. So you should be feeling it, your lats doing the work, pulling it up, a little bit of stretch to the pecs, and again, 12 reps here.
So we decided to actually hit our track workout here in the gym instead of going to the track later in the day, because there's a treadmill here. So we're gonna go for that. The workout is a 4x100 meter, 3x200 meter, 2x300 meter, 1x400 meter. It's one time through. So you do 1 minute rest during your 100. So 4x100 with a 1 minute rest in between, right into 3x200, 90 seconds rest in between, 2x300, a 2 minute rest in between, and then 1 400, and that is it. Just a rough estimate on like how long this should take you, just unless you know for sure what it's gonna take you. You're gonna be running about at least like 20 seconds or under for your hundreds. Okay, and I think that's a really great starting point. And then anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds on our 100s, and then tiny deviation every time we increase our distance. And then remember, you are resting in between. It's not like a 10-second rest, 20 seconds rest. You get a minute, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, and then only 1 400. Let's get in it and let's finish it. Guys, I'm taking my shoes off. No, just, so I'm gonna actually keep my pace a little bit slower. Those are not running shoes. And I've got temperamental feet. So if I really want to give myself tendonitis or any sort of inflammation that sucks when I do other things, run in bad shoes. I feel like I'm jumping into like a double Dutch. Okay, it's too slow. Treadmill's funny. Yeah, it's like I'm bouncing into the front of the treadmill. Yeah, no shoes is not a good idea. All right, so our next round is our last round, 400 meters. Thank goodness it's only one. It says one time through. So, Sunny, you're up. 400 meters, and then we're done. Then we're out of here. Good enough. That's it. And that's it. Sorry, now you're just listening to me breathe. The new program, along with almost every program we've put out, it's not for the faint of heart. But that doesn't mean you have to be the best to do it. Follow the structure of the program, follow the structure of our programming for this challenge. That has nothing to do with you have to scale things or you got to sub things in or sub things out. It's about the stimulus. It's about the format, the whole equation. You got to do what you need and, train at your pace. The beauty, is in the programming. The programming, if we give you a prescribed weight, that doesn't make or break the program. Okay, that is because we're looking for you to have get a certain stimulus with that movement or that format or that superset or that conditioning piece. You can get the same stimulus as everybody else. That's what's so beautiful about this type of training, is it doesn't matter what level you're at. If you follow, the equation, you pay attention to the stimulus we're asking you to give us, the weights are up or down, it don't matter. Right? Because it's going to do the same thing for you as it is going to do for me. It just may look a little bit different. And that doesn't mean jack squat, really. For some of you that might think that if I don't look this way or I'm not doing the exact same thing as Brooke or the exact same thing as Sunny or whoever your friends you're doing it with, that you're not going to get the same outcome, but you are. Where we're not going to get a good outcome is if you try and question or adjust things because in your mind you have an idea of what's better. That's where you may, fall into a little bit of trouble. You got to trust us. You got to just trust the program. There's a reason why it is the way that it is, because we look at the whole roadmap. We look at the whole program and how it comes together. So trust that. You guys, you're going to love this program. It's going to be really fun for us to do it with all of you. Let's get started, and by the end of this, feel 100 times better about our performance, ourselves, the whole kit and caboodle, and get us ready for a kick-ass summertime.